Hello everyone and welcome back to Neptune's Child Tarot. My name is Monique and this is my second tarot channel here on YouTube. Thank you guys so much for your continued love and support here on the channel. So today's pick a card reading, we are doing a message that you've been too blocked or distracted to hear, okay? From your intuition, from the universe, from your ancestors, spirit guides, spirit team. So what message you've been too blocked or distracted to hear. So we do have three piles for you guys to choose from. Pile 2, I had to cover up your image a little bit. So pile number 1, this is going to be yours here, and this is the Akashic Waters. And your crystal is going to be the Caribbean blue calcite. Okay, with the Akashic Waters, that's going to be yours. So that's for pile 1. And then for pile 2, we have Inner Alchemy. And that is going to be with the rose quartz. Pile number 2. You have the Atlantean Dream. I can get yours up here. The Atlantean Dream, and yours is going to be with this strawberry quartz. Okay, so those are the choices for today. If you do feel drawn to more than one of the piles, you can certainly go based off of what your intuition is guiding you towards. So a message you've been too blocked or distracted to hear. Once again, pile 1 with the Caribbean blue calcite, the Akashic rock waters. Pile 2 with Inner Alchemy and the rose quartz. Pile 3 with the Atlantean Dream and the strawberry quartz. Timestamps will be down below, and I will see you guys at your reading. Hi, pile 1. So those of you that resonated with the Akashic Waters card and the Caribbean blue calcite, this is going to be a reading. Now, you guys, I just recently changed the view for those of you that have been watching videos lately from my channel. I changed the camera this morning, and I used to have this whole top-down view before, like a little bit more than a year ago, and I have trust issues with it because there have been past picker cards that I've recorded, and then for whatever reason the camera stopped recording, and then I would kind of like look up and there would be nothing. So I have trust issues with this, so I'm trying to get used to it again, and it'll even take a little bit. Okay, so we have Akashic Waters for you. So let's start to put out your cards here. We've got these 4. These are going to go at the top. So let's see what we have for you. So a message you've been too blocked and distracted to hear. So we have the Water Oracle, and it says psychic abilities, acting on your visions, and it's destined. Okay. So let's see. We have She Who Flows, and it says ease, being open to change, go with the flow of life. We have Metamorphosis, embracing transformation, things are now different. And then we also have the Pearl, and it says Alchemy, the reward at the end, from grit to grace. Okay. And then we've got your Akashic Waters here. So let's put out, let's do this one. We've got the Lotus. And on your tarot, we have the Page of Pentacles. The Knight of Wands in reverse. And then we have the Moon. Okay. So I can already see where this is going. And then I think we're going to save these for after we talk about the energy that's here. So we're going to start off with your Akashic waters, and I'm just going to take a quick peek. Okay, we're still recording. All right. So Akashic waters, and this is from the Ocean Dreams Oracle. Let's see, what is that? Hopefully this is alphabetical. There it is. Okay. It says timeless wisdom, past life recollection, and activating dormant magic. It says, I see beyond this earthly plane. I am multidimensional. I am open to new waves of information. I am always able to tune into my higher self. So since we're asking today, what is the message that you've been too blocked or distracted to be able to hear? I'm kind of noticing a theme here about your own psychic intuition that could potentially be guiding you towards some type of change that you're needing to make. So let's keep going. It says the Akasha is also known as the Akashic Records, is an ancient etheric library of wisdom that has been revered throughout the ages. Some see it as a living database that coexists with every soul, creature, and world across our universe, like a beautiful song expressing each of us as individual notes. This library also functions as a sacred container where every thought, word, action, and emotion that has ever existed since time immemorial is recorded. Here, the rules of time do not apply. Therefore, all information from the past, present, and future is accessible. I'm going to put this down. We rarely see with just our eyes. As energetic beings, our deeper sensitivities may ignite new memories or dormant abilities within us. We are conduits for many frequencies and reflectors of the unseen. As intuitive creatures, we may also discern the language of our spirit through symbols, dreams, and the living archetypes we encounter. Perhaps there are patterns that call out to you now. It says, what can I learn from my own Akashic records at this time? You are being invited to explore the ever-evolving wisdom of your own Akashic records, to open your mind to new possibilities through exploring the many pages of your soul book. To do this, you may begin with setting an intention for how you would like to dive in. Take note of any questions you may have. From here, devote some quiet time where you may enter a receptive state. Meditation and deep relaxation are wonderful practices for accessing the Akasha. As you carve out time for exploring your own records, the information that surfaces may take on different forms. Perhaps you will receive sensory images, blooming symbols, or even visuals of certain locations. It can be helpful to keep a journal to record your findings. Navigating the Akashic records is similar to interpreting dreams, only you are awake during this process. Don't forget to have fun as you turn your gaze inward and look out for signs and synchronicities along the way. Okay. So, yeah, like I said, I'm kind of getting that there is something that your intuition is telling you about some type of change that you're being guided to make. And since we have the mention of the Akashic records, which is talking about you basically discovering your soul plan, remembering things from your past lives, remembering certain hidden talents, skills, abilities, things of that nature that you could potentially be discovering about yourself. Perhaps there are certain dreams, signs, synchronicities that are happening that maybe if you are too distracted, you're not seeing them, or certain clues that your psychic abilities are giving to you and more or less asking you to, or prompting you, I should say, prompting you to take certain action. And I noticed that when we had your Knight of Wands energy come out in reverse, okay? Because this is more or less with either blocked creativity, blocked action. Perhaps some of you are procrastinating or hesitating. you do have this beautiful energy here of transformation. And then you have the Lotus card. And the Lotus is, you know, symbolic of you moving through a lot of darkness and kind of emerging out, right, as that beautiful lotus flower. So with that comes a lot of personal transformation. You also have the pearl here with the mention of alchemy, the reward at the end, from grit to grace. So it's basically you being shaped into this pearl. So I almost feel that many of you that chose this pile have already come to a place where you've done that inner work, where you literally are the lotus or the pearl now. And this is where Spirit is saying here, hold on a second, I can't have my glasses on. It says, things are now different, right? Because you're no longer that, you know, growing. I mean, some of you could still be in that process, but I kind of have a feeling that those of you that chose this, it's more or less that you're kind of like on the other side of this now. You have already emerged as the lotus or as the pearl, through that transformation process, and now things are different. Now you are the lotus, and now it's time for you to kind of embrace this new identity, this new, your authentic self, your new version of yourself, where you are more tuned in and connected to your own intuition and living more guided by spirit, your higher self. Okay, so I'm feeling that your intuition is kind of guiding you inwards, because this is how you can access the Akashic records. Of course, you can go to someone. There are people who specialize in being able to kind of access your Akashic records for you. There are also a lot of beautiful meditations that are free on YouTube, where you can go into a meditation for accessing your Akashic records. So if you're interested in that and you kind of want to feel, okay, I want to try to do this myself, there are some beautiful videos that they do have. There's one of them, and I can't remember who the content creator was, but there was one that I tried before, and it was actually really helpful. There is a lot of them out there, though, so you can kind of find someone on YouTube, if you want to do it that way, that can help you to access. And a lot of that is just about you being open, receptive, and allowing yourself to kind of get into that meditative state for you to be able to be open to receiving that information that comes through. We also have the mention of your destiny here. So for some of you, this could be that you're being guided inwards to be able to remember what your purpose is, what your path is, what your soul's mission is, and to be able to act upon the information that you are given. Okay, so the moon also has to do with our intuition. So I feel like some of you may have already been getting dreams, visions, kind of like little hints and hunches and signs and synchronicities, but now it's kind of like you might notice it and say, okay, oh yeah, I saw 222 today, or I saw 333, I saw 1111, but it's like there's a need for you to kind of take that time to notice where your thoughts are at. What is it that you're actually seeing? What is it that spirit is communicating to you? And sometimes when we see those, we might not know exactly what it means right away. And that's kind of where this was saying it's important for you to kind of keep a journal so that you can kind of keep track of the messages or recurring dreams that you have. Because the way in which the universe is going to try to communicate with you is through your surroundings, through animals, through other people, through things that you see right out in your day-to-day life. You could overhear a conversation, you could hear song lyrics on the radio, and start to notice and pay attention to things that you're seeing over and over again. Okay, and I'm going to use an example for you. Like, let's just say that one day you have this dream that you were an author and you were writing your book. And then you're like, okay, but you don't act upon it, right? You don't act upon it. And then you start to, you're going shopping that day. And then all of a sudden you see a writer at the bookstore, and that writer is kind of standing outside the bookstore and hands you their book, right? And starts to pull you aside and tell you, hey, you know, here's my new book. You should check it out. It's amazing. And starts to tell you about themselves. Like, I've been a writer for this long. And then you go somewhere else and then you see something else about independent publishing or this publishing company. And it's kind of like all these signs are there to show you, right? In a way, the information. So there's a need for us to kind of pay attention. And then when we have those intuitive messages that kind of come through, to pay attention, right? Start to put the pieces of the puzzle together. Because with the moon energy here, this can certainly be, you know, yes, intuition with the moon, but it can also be uncertainty, doubting yourself, fear, fear of the unknown, right? Like, let's just say if we did act upon something that your intuition is saying to you here, and then you let fear and insecurity and doubt kind of into your mind, that you might be more inclined to procrastinate, hesitate, put it off, and say, okay, you know what? Yes, I did get this sign today, but it's not clear enough for me, or I'm not sure about it. And so the universe gives you another sign and another sign and another sign. So yeah, I almost feel like Spirit's saying here, for many of you, like I said, you've already kind of gone through that transformative process, and you're already kind of like that new version of self. Now it's time to put forth the effort towards acting upon the information that you do receive within your intuition. And like I said, I feel like the message that you've been too blocked or too distracted to hear is one where your intuition is trying to get your attention because it's time for you to start or begin something new. I do have a feeling that it is something having to do with creativity, because we have the Wands energy here, which is about passion and creative energy and taking action, feeling motivated. And then the Page of Pentacles is about planting the seed for something new. That can be working on a creative project, something of that nature, something that is part of your destiny here. Okay, and I do feel like it is tied into your creative abilities. Some of you, it could be even tied into your psychic abilities that you're being guided towards using here. So let's look at your other cards. Now we do have Pisces, Sagittarius, and then we've got Earth sign energy here, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Also some Scorpio energy. Let's look. Let's see what else. Okay, so we have awe, and it says, may you see the sublime in the everyday. We also have gratitude. May you honor all that you receive. And then we also have courageous here, and it says, may each breaking wave build your courage. Okay, so let's see. May you see the sublime in the everyday. And I almost feel, because even in the sky here, how those clouds are kind of breaking open and that sun is kind of coming through here. I kind of feel like Spirit is kind of wanting you to recognize the magic around you, the signs. Literally, we've got a rainbow kind of coming out of the ocean here, or touching down on the ocean. Yeah, I certainly feel like Spirit is wanting you to focus on having more courage, more confidence within yourself. Okay. And also with gratitude here too, because once we are in alignment in the energy of gratitude, you know, for what it is that we are receiving, the universe kind of helps to bring in more of whatever it is. And I do have a feeling that by you coming into alignment with your destiny, by listening to your intuition with what it is telling you here and acting upon it, that it is going to help you to bring in more reasons for you to have gratitude. Okay, having gratitude for what you have now, but then also putting yourself in a place energetically to receive even more. Okay, so I also want to look at the message with the Lotus, and the writing in this deck is really, really tiny, so I'm going to have it a little bit closer to my face because it's like really little. Okay, let's see. It says the lotus shows you vibrant pink blossoms, lovely shade trees, and a wide river. You can almost envision floating down it at magic hour. What you don't see is that the river is also deep and swift. The lotus holds our head high. They represent beauty and purity rising from the mud and through the water to show themselves. The lotus also remain rooted in a constant current, although you'll pass them by. The lotus appear to compel you to hold your head high as you flow freely down the river. So also talking about flow, right? You guys did have another card here. She who flows. Ease, be open to change, and go with the flow. Okay? So I do feel like I want to get some clarification here, I think, with this energy right here. So let's pull a little bit more tarot and see what else. Let's clarify this Page of Pentacles for pile 1 spirit. Yeah, so I do feel like you are being guided towards creating something new. Why is this Page of Pentacles here? We have Justice, Libra. We have the Page of Wands. Okay, so more page energy. And I feel like a lot of this has to do with divine timing as well. Page of Wands energy, 9 of Cups. Yes, so this is essentially you moving towards fulfillment, happiness, contentment. The Page of Wands is about exploring, discovering. It's about you also connecting into your inner child, into your infinite creative potential. Okay, so let's look at the Knight of Wands in reverse. We have the 7 of Cups. We have the King of Swords. Yes, so this is your vision, your dream that you're meant to create here. So some of you, of course, you might already know what your vision is. You already know what your dream is that you envision for yourself. And your intuition might already be giving you that confirmation, the green light, basically, right? About feeling bold and brave and courageous about moving towards it. Now, the King of Swords energy is about you taking decisive action. The King of Swords is also a symbol of higher consciousness. So this could be using your logic and your intuition, right? To really realize your dreams here. And I do have a feeling for many of you, the message is coming through your dream state or when you're daydreaming. We've got Judgment here. Scorpio energy. Judgment is about answering your call of your soul. It's about awakening to that dream, that vision, realizing it. Okay. Why is the Moon energy here? Many of you, this may also revolve around your voice. You're using your voice, speaking. This can also be writing for some of you, teaching. Why is the Moon here? We have the King of Pentacles. Wow. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. We have the Death card, which is change. So some of you might be needing to, or have already been being guided to, there's your High Priestess, your intuition. Some of you may be guiding, or are being guided towards a change. That's what I was saying at the beginning. You're being guided towards a change. The Death card is about ending something. bringing something to an end, closing something out, beginning something new. For many of you, this has to do with your career path. So those of you that feel that maybe the career path that you're on isn't quite in alignment for you, this is where your intuition has been guiding you towards that change, okay? And to take action towards it. So those of you where you feel like, okay, what I'm doing right now, I'm not happy with, or I don't feel like this is really in alignment for my soul. You know, of course, the process of you leaving, say, a career or a job, some people choose to just kind of just quit, you know, and kind of pursue whatever their passion is. And for some of you, that might mean planting that seed for something new and making that transition a little bit easier. Okay, so some of you might decide to kind of go that route there, but I am feeling that, you know, you are being guided towards a change here, your intuition. And if you don't know exactly what that is, okay, you really don't have any idea, this is where you need to direct your attention inwards. Okay? If you're open to it, like I said, checking in with your own Akashic records. Like I said, there's plenty of videos that they do have on YouTube to helping you to get into that meditative state to be able to open and access, open to receive the information. And for some of you, it may mean that you go to someone who can open your Akashic records for you. Okay? I don't know any off the top of my head that I've seen on YouTube, but I'm sure that there are certain people especially in the tarot community, that are good with Akashic records. So you might look there. If I see one, I don't think that that I remember off the top of my head. Okay? But certainly that's what the message is here for you. Pile 1. Okay? All right, so I'm going to leave this here for you guys. I hope that this was helpful, and I will see you guys in the next reading. Hi, Pile 2. So those of you that resonated with the Inner Alchemy card and the Rose Quartz, this is going to be your reading today. So we are finding out a message you've been too blocked or distracted to hear. Okay, so let's put this here for now. Let's put out your oracle cards. So we have the Well Maidens, and it says kindness, respect, reverence, and compassion. We have the Isle of Avalon, healing, returning to wholeness, and transformation. We have the healing. Okay, so obviously your message has something to do with healing, but maybe that's not all of it. But we have rejuvenate, recovery, time to heal, and it says it's safe to stop. And then we also have cleansing, releasing. Okay, yeah. Releasing the old, energetic tune-up, and new beginnings. So cleansing, healing. And then we have the Well Maiden. So, and then you have Inner Alchemy here. And it kind of looks like she's kind of resting here. Resting inside of that little shell. So, let's see what else. We're going to save these for after. So we have Destiny. We have the Three of Cups. The Three of Swords. And we have the Hanged Man. Okay. Okay, I want to start off your reading with the message with the Inner Alchemy. And really the process of alchemy is the transmutation of energy. And so a bulk of your message here is about your healing. I am seeing that the Three of Swords is showing up for you. So it's obvious that your message here is about some type of healing that you need to focus on within yourself. Maybe for some of you, whatever this has been, it could be an accumulation of things. It might also be just one significant thing that is affecting you. And it could be something that you have been trying to distract yourself from, or even just kind of like keep going. And hold on a second. As I was telling pile one, I just changed the camera this morning to the top down view, and I used to have this view, I don't know, probably like a year and a half ago. And the reason I stopped doing it was because one day, and it was a horrible day, I recorded the entire day. Readings, private readings, pick a card readings, and it either stopped recording people's readings, and I thought that I was done after, like an hour of doing somebody's private reading, and then it just stopped recording somewhere. So I didn't even have the person's reading. And then I would record, and then none of the sound was there. And it's because I can't see the camera. So I have trust issues with it. So I'm just checking it. But yeah, I feel like for some of you, it could be that this is an accumulation of things that over the course of maybe your life. And for some of you, it could be something pretty significant that has been painful, that because we have the Hangman here, I do feel like it's something that's holding you back. Okay. The Hangman is a need for surrender, letting go. And also the Three of Swords talks about pain and suffering. We do have the Three of Cups energy here. And the Three of Cups has to do with joy, happiness, friends, socializing with others, having fun, having a good time. So maybe this something, or this accumulation of things, has been something that has taken away a lot of your joy, a lot of your ability to be able to have fun and have and experience joy in your life and connections with others again. The Three of Swords can talk about emotional turmoil, betrayal, whether it's a romantic partner, a friend, a family member. But it is a state of pain and suffering here. And so your inner alchemy, as I was saying, the process of alchemy is to the transmutation of energies. So inner alchemy, when I see this, it more or less is about you're alchemizing the energy within. So here she's kind of in this little shell here, just kind of taking a rest. And notice that the shell is also right in the middle of the ocean, as the water is just kind of moving around her, right? And she's just still. And so this energy reminds me a lot of like the queen or the queen, or even the King of Cups, which is about inner calm, inner balance, and being able to be in control of your emotions again, right? And finding that inner calm and balance by being able to alchemize this pain here. We have it safe to stop. And I almost feel like I said, for some of you, it could be that literally what's happening is that there has been something that has been super painful, and you've been kind of like, I don't want to say you've been ignoring it, although some of you might. You could be trying to distract yourself from it because it's been so painful, and you try to just kind of push it out and try to suppress it. Well, the process of you doing so is leading to energetic, I feel like, stagnancy for you. Okay? So we have cleansing here, releasing the old, an energetic tune-up to allow for new beginnings, rejuvenating, recovery, time to heal, it's safe to stop. And I feel like more or less that message is about you taking time to allow yourself to feel your feelings. Sometimes when we're going through pain, grief, okay, of some kind, related to anything, emotional turmoil, sometimes we do just need to stop and allow ourselves to honor the full range of our feelings and our emotions, no matter what they might be. Okay? So, yeah, let's start with your inner alchemy message here. Where's the book at? This is from the Ocean Dreams. Okay, so inner alchemy. What is that? Inner sanctum, inner compass, inner alchemy. Okay. So it says pearls of wisdom. And am I just going to have to cover this too? Because it's so, I mean, it's so tiny, but I don't know. The YouTube AI might be able to see it. I don't know. Okay, so it says pearls of wisdom, thriving after difficulties, turning triggers into growth. It says, I alchemize my life experience into shining soul gems. I have faith in my healing. I am resilient and resourceful. Pearls are watery jewels, symbolic of purity and wisdom. The paradox of these flawless spheres of light is that they are actually born of violation. When an irritant enters its shells, the pearl oyster would protect its tender flesh by surrounding the intrusion with iridescent, and I don't even know what that word is, Nacre? Nacre or nacre? I'm not sure. This is a slow healing process. A beautiful pearl is formed only after many moons of dedicated nurturance. Diamonds, on the other hand, are crystalline fire. Ordinary carbon is alchemized by intense heat and pressure in Gaia's belly, delivered to the surface by rapid magma in deep source volcanic eruptions. Diamonds are the hardest substance on earth and the most valuable gemstone. The transmutation into glorious dispensers of light is irreversible and not for the faint-hearted. It says, what am I now in the process of alchemizing in my life? Like the gentle breeze that serenades the goddess to shore, this card celebrates your rebirth after a period of intensity. The making of a masterpiece requires time and effort, so too does the refinement of your soul light. Have patience in yourself as you slowly but surely turn triggers into growth. So maybe for some of you, what you've been distracted from is the triggers that are still there. Because when those triggers show up, that is a way of showing you there's still something that has to be healed, right? And that could certainly be doing some shadow work right then and there in that moment. Inner child healing, whatever it might be that's coming up for you. Because with shadow work and inner child healing, yes, you can, try to work on it when you can, when you're consciously aware. But sometimes with shadow work, this is going to come up every day, right? In your life, as you are around other people, when you're by yourself, when these triggers come up, right? It could be a coworker that you go to work and you have, and something triggers you about that coworker, that coworker says something or does something that reminds you of something that happened with your best friend years ago, and that trigger is coming up, and you're starting to notice that you're starting to feel angry or defensive, right? Because of something that happened to you before. So in that moment is a time for you to do some shadow work, to be aware of the shadow making its presence, or something that still has to be alchemized within that moment. Okay. What does it say? What else? Have patience in yourself as you slowly but surely turn your triggers into growth. You are ready to unveil a naked authenticity born of alchemical life experience. Beyond the trials and tribulations, is your heaven on earth. You will indeed flourish. There is also a temporal quality to this card, as it speaks of integrating the lessons and skills your soul has gained over many lifetimes, distilling them into precious gems of love and wisdom. In this incarnation, you are meant to ascend to the next level and shine your soul light brighter than ever before. And I love that because you have destiny right here, right? So it's almost like where this healing is something that's important for you to take care of, because it's almost like the universe is telling you in a way, come on, pile 2, we've got your destiny to do. We've got bigger fish to fry, right? And it's not to say that you have to hurry up and rush through your healing process, but there's a need for you to commit yourself, right? To actively paying attention to those triggers that are there, to working on your healing actively, whatever your little practice is for yourself. Maybe for you that's journaling, or maybe writing down in your journal what your triggers were that day and what you noticed about yourself, and kind of like doing a little bit of a check-in, right? So that you are working through that transformative process, okay? Working through the feelings and the emotions as they come up, having more self-awareness, being more mindful, right, of certainly where your emotions are at throughout that day. And the Hangman also has to do with changing our perspective, right? This can certainly be you working on changing your perspective towards certain things that you may have gone through in the past. Some of you, your healing may have a lot to do with your destiny. Okay? A lot of what you may have experienced that may have been very painful or challenging may also be directly tied into what your purpose is. Okay? And this is why this is basically Spirit telling you here, you have to pay attention, because this is only part of this process of what is needed for you to make it to that next level of your ascension process, is to work towards healing this, you know. And I'm not saying that you have to be completely healed in order for you to ascend, you know, along your spiritual path. But this is you committing yourself to surrendering, to letting go of your pain, okay? The thoughts that also come along with it, right? Changing them. The Hangman also has to do with stagnancy, like I said. So some of you, it could be that this is kind of like a little bit of a hang up here, okay? I feel like with this card here with the Well Maidens, you know, if you are, for some of you, still hurting a lot, be compassionate towards yourself. Give yourself the love and the nurturance that you need, okay, to help you to bring yourself back to as best as you can, right? Back to your own wholeness, or what this new wholeness looks like for you, okay? I also want to look at your destiny card here. And I think I'm going to pull some more tarot on that and get some more information. Now this deck here, the writing is super tiny, so I'm going to have to keep it close to my face to see it. It says, destiny can let you know you are on the right path. You're in the right place at the right time. The stars are aligning. The opportunities you require to fulfill your destiny are falling together. Trust your judgment and advantage of good fortune. Destiny may also be a reminder that you choose how you respond to life's challenges. Destiny is not a set path, it's a choice. Okay? So our destiny is shaped by our choices, right? Fate is different. Fate is the things that we cannot change. You can change your destiny. You can change the course of your destiny, right? You don't have to stay on this path of pain and suffering. We can choose to let go, choose to surrender, and reshape what our destiny is, right? Away from pain towards joy, happiness, fulfillment, transformation, through doing the inner work. being willing to let go, to start new, to start fresh, to start over. Okay? All right, so let's take a look at your other cards. We have Imagine, and it says, may you look beyond what can be seen. We have Powerful, may you be as potent as the ocean. And also Persist. It says, may your ripples build the swell. Okay, and I feel like a lot of this is you continuing to move forward, right? We want to get out of any type of stagnant energy of holding on to things from the past. Being able to continue on your journey, on your path. Certainly playing an active role in you shaping what you want your destiny to look like, what you want it to be. Right? Do we stay in this energy here of the Three of Swords, experiencing and holding on to pain and suffering and disappointment and discouragement and emotional turmoil? Or are we going to be willing to let go in order for us to allow ourselves to experience joy and happiness and align our destiny with that energy? Okay. All right, I want to clarify your destiny card here. And also the Hanged Man, which is Pisces energy. Let's see. Okay, so what is this destiny for pile number 2? We have the Five of Pentacles. We've got the Ten of Cups. And then we have the Moon in reverse. Yeah, and I certainly feel like this is kind of working towards releasing feelings of lack. Isolation, loneliness, needs not being met with whatever it could be in relation to family, romantic partnerships, friendships, your career. I feel like if you are feeling a sense of void and emptiness, right? Like something is missing from your life. Of course, I would say to kind of direct that energy inwards first before looking to another person to fill a void, right? Because with the Ten of Cups being here again, another beautiful card, like Spirit saying that your destiny is that Ten of Cups. Contentment, fulfillment, being the happiest that you've ever felt. That's what you're deserving of. Choose that, right? Align your vision and your thoughts with that, your heart with that. Some of you might even feel called to a path of service to others. Okay, that won't be for all of you, but for some of you that is the case. Service to others. Let's see what this Hanged Man is about. We've got the Star. Okay, so more healing messages here, Aquarius energy. Star is also about your destiny. Page of Pentacles. This is certainly planting the seed for something new, beginning something new, new beginning. And then you've got the Five of Cups and the Hierophant. Okay. Now the Five of Cups, again, going along with this Three of Swords, is that grief, the pain, the sadness, the feelings of hopelessness, depression, discouragement, disappointment. And then we have the Hierophant energy here. So for some of you, this could be shifting, a need for changing your beliefs, shifting your perspective, okay? From, say, an energy of hopelessness and despair and emptiness and void and isolation and not having things, being without, feeling lack, into shifting your beliefs into that of trust, faith, hope, belief, optimism. Again, a choice is what Spirit's saying. You choose your destiny. We can either choose a destiny filled with despair and pain and suffering, or we can choose to say, okay, that's enough. I'm not giving my whole life to this type of energy any longer. This is where you choose to be that best version of you by working on your transformation, on your healing, so that you're not being held back, right? Tethered back by these situations that are keeping you stuck in the past in any way, whether childhood, past relationships, past family situations, friendship situations. So a lot of this revolves around a need for you to recognize how your beliefs shape the destiny, shape your destiny. How important it is for you to change the mentality, maybe to be more self-aware, right? And to choose joy, choose happiness. These are high vibrational energies. Okay. All right. So that is all that I have for you. Also got Taurus energy here. That is all that I have for you, pile number 2. I do hope this was helpful for you guys, and I will see you in the next reading. Hi, pile 3. So those of you that resonate with the Strawberry Quartz and the Atlantean Dream card, this is going to be your reading today. So we are finding out about a message that you've been too blocked or distracted to hear. So we've got your Atlantean Dream, and we are going to look at what the message is talking about with that. So let's get your cards out. We have Into the Unknown. It says underworld, depth, courage, and facing your fears. Kind of reminds me of the Fool energy. But also having to do with your, kind of like Moon, the Moon energy, your subconscious, the underworld. To face, in order for you to face the fears, that journey into taking that leap of faith into the unknown. So let's see what else. We have end call. It says healer, seer, priest, priestess, or priestess with soul purpose. We have deep sea diving, way of the mystic, learn through experiencing, and depths. We also have, but interesting how all of these are talking about going in like a deep dive beneath the surface. It says what's really driving you, your true motives, and also breaking free. So I would say with this, with the what is driving you, is it fear? Is it intuition? Emotions? Insecurities? Or is it empowerment, confidence, faith, trust? Right? And then being able to kind of break free from any ones that are driving you towards potentially things in life that aren't really ones that really make you happy or fulfilled. Okay, so that might be something for you to ponder with that. I feel like this is actually, for those of you that journal, this is probably a really good journaling prompt. What is really driving you? Your true motives. Okay. Let's see. We've got the unknown. Okay, I love how this, what do you call that? Look at that. Into the unknown and the unknown. The synchronicity in this pile. Okay, so let's save these for after. Let's look at your tarot. We have the 5 of Wands. We have, what is this? The Strength card. And the Hermit. Okay, so we've got Virgo, Leo, and then more Leo energy with that 5 of Wands. Oh boy. Okay. Pile 3. Wow. Let's see. And as I was telling pile 1 and pile 2, I have not had this top-down view of the cards for like a year and a half, probably around there. Because the last time that I did this, so I started to notice when I was doing it a lot back then. One day I had a really bad day with the recording. And one day it was like it recorded no sound. One day it stopped recording altogether. So I thought I was sitting here recording a whole pick a card. And it only recorded like the first 10 minutes of it. So it was just, yeah. So I'm doing it again. And I do have trust issues, okay? With this, I'm just a little nervous with doing it again this way because I can't see the camera. All right, so like I said, I kind of noticed a theme here with beneath the surface, looking within the depths. And I feel like that more or less is within yourself. It could also be like into your subconscious. That has to do with fears, okay? Because we do have the Strength card here, and the Strength card is about confidence. It's about self-control. It's about finding your inner strength, your courage, your confidence in yourself. And the Five of Wands energy can talk about change, conflict. And I feel like more or less this has to do with the conflict within yourself. Okay? And I feel like with this deep sea diving here, this is tied into this Hermit energy. Okay? Deep sea diving, way of the mystic, learn through experiencing, and depths. Deep sea diving to me is kind of like symbolic of the Hermit energy where we spend some time in self-discovery. Really looking deeply within the self to kind of find our true and get reconnected to, okay? We get reconnected to our authentic self underneath all of the fears, the insecurities, the conditioning, the limiting beliefs. Okay? So to me, like I said, that underworld into the unknown is into the subconscious or even unconscious mind. Like I said earlier, what is driving you? Is it fear, insecurities, conditioning, limiting beliefs? Or is it truly confidence, courage, an inner knowing, trust, faith? The deep sea diving to me is you exploring you. And through that, we discover what our soul's purpose is, right? Sometimes we're looking like, what is my purpose? Where am I meant to go? You know, the hermit is the journey inward to find and discover your inner light. Navigating our way through the darkness when we do feel lost. We feel like we have no direction. The journey into the unknown, which is something that does require having faith. Trusting in your own intuition. Okay? So, yeah, like I said, I feel like this Five of Wands is a need for change for some of you. Because maybe fears are something that are getting in the way. Maybe what is driving you isn't your intuition. Is it something different? And maybe that's a need for you to really direct the attention inwards to see, okay, what is driving me? Is it money? Is it material things? Is it insecurity, right? Of course, it's going to be different for all of you, but take some time to think about what is your motivating force in life for why you do what you do. Okay? So those of you that fear, right, is driving you, insecurities are driving you, or conditioning, limiting beliefs are driving you, that Five of Wands means change. And that could be something that you've been too blocked, right, by fear, because fear is also a low frequency energy. And when we're in that low frequency of energy, we may not hear our higher self, right? to even be consciously aware of what it is, or even subconsciously, right? Aware of what our intuition is trying to tell us or show us in terms of your soul purpose. So yeah, I certainly feel like this is a need for change, a need for really getting to know yourself and discovering yourself. Maybe what your weaknesses are. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? Where do they come from? Right? How are they showing up in your life? How are they creating conflict for you? Because for some of you, the hermit energy is something that is needed, maybe say at this time. And for some of you, it's that need for coming out of it. Maybe for some of you, you've already, right, have been in hermit mode for enough time. And now it's time for you to trust, right, that journey into the unknown. Some of you may certainly be called to paths of healing, okay, as part of your soul's purpose. Some of you, this might even have to do with the subconscious, meaning maybe this is working as a therapist or a counselor or a psychotherapist or a psychiatrist, a psychologist. Okay, the hermit is also a guide, guiding others. With the strength card here, this also can certainly be anything tied into helping to inspire people to find their own inner strength or courage or confidence. Okay, so I do want to look at your Atlantean dream here and see what this is talking about. And this is from the Ocean Dreams Oracle. So let's see. What is that? Atlantean. There it is. Okay. So it says rose-tinted ideals, lost information, smoke and mirrors. There is more beneath the surface. And all of these talking about beneath, right? When I feel unsure, I trust my intuition. I can always look deeper. Clarity emerges through seeing all angles. Atlantis was a world of great awakening that existed in parallel with a surge of extreme technological advancement. As a result of its rise in power, an energetic splitting occurred, due to consciousness being unable to keep up with its own spiritual evolution. Various ages of development would unfold along the trajectory of Atlantis. Some were positive while others were negative. In the end, an unforeseen cataclysm took place through its own downward spiral. Today, we can still find traces of Atlantis scattered across the earth in many locations, mythologies, and oral traditions. Many people remember being incarnated during the golden age of Atlantis. This was a time of harmony and love, when all beings coexisted beautifully with the natural world, and technology was used for the greater good of all life. While we may romanticize this stellar age, we must not forget how the pendulum of fate swung during Atlantis' reign. There is much we can learn from its evolution and downfall. It says, what hidden truths now call out for my attention? This mystical key arises to the surface of your subconscious when you may be experiencing a sense of deep longing or dreamy nostalgia. Perhaps there are fragmented messages being revealed to you now as you seek to piece together the truth about something important. It may be necessary to look a little bit deeper and have the courage to face new facts, even if they may not contain the answers you were hoping for. Don't give up. Try using this sign as an opportunity to expand your awareness and be open to all of the angles that are being presented to you. Sometimes there are clues hidden beneath what is seemingly obvious. Open the doors of perception and trust your intuitive compass to guide you to grace. Okay? And this card is about what? Illusion and nostalgia, rose-tinted ideals, lost information, smoke and mirrors. There's more beneath the surface. Okay. So I want to pull some more tarot to get a little bit more with this message here. I think I'm going to start with the Hermit. Okay, what is this Hermit energy here? The Ace of Pentacles. Okay. So Ace of Pentacles is a new start, new opportunity for a new beginning. We also have the Six of Swords. And also the Seven of Swords. Okay. I feel like this is a lot of insecurities that are here. Trust issues. Let's get a little bit more. The Seven of Swords can also talk about escapism. Escapism, avoidance, running away. Maybe for some of you there has been certain opportunities and you've been too afraid to actually go after them or to make change, because the Six of Swords can also be about a card of transition, change, movement, progress. Why is the Hermit here? The Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like a lot of this has to do with your momentum and moving forward here. I also feel for some of you, you might have a lot of, because the Seven of Swords can also be about illusion, fears, insecurities. Let's see. And King of Wands. Okay. So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. The King of Wands is about paving your own path. It's about it's taking the lead. Having the courage to do so. She's got a key in her, or a keyhole in her eye. Interesting. Why is the Strength card here? The World. So the World is about endings, completion of cycles, new beginnings. We've got the Eight of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles. So for some of you, this could be being afraid of stepping outside of your comfort zone. For some of you, I feel like maybe what you're distracting yourself from is, maybe for some of you, it's work that you need to do within yourself to really commit yourself, dedicate yourself to working on the fears that you have that are limiting you, that are holding you back. Okay? I do want to look at this message here that's talking about what is driving you, basically, right? What's really driving you? Let's look at this. What is this message about for pile 3 spirit? The Tower, which is probably having to do with illusions, because this is essentially what the Tower is helping us to do, break down illusions. There's the Devil. Okay? The Devil is illusion. The Devil has to do with codependency, attachment, addictions, emotional manipulation, control, greed, power, fear, doubt. So the devil also has to do with the ego or the shadow self. So in this case, I feel like what Spirit's saying to you here, Pile 3, is what you might not be seeing is that your shadow is running the show. Your ego's running the show. Fear is running the show. Okay? The devil also has to do with obsession, attachment, like I said, codependency, material, okay, materialism. So it's not truly intuition. It's not truly your inner knowing, right? That's kind of running the show. The tower is an awakening, is a wake-up call, right? And with the tower energy, it's something that's divine intervention that's trying to shake you up to help you to release yourself out of this ego's control, or ego captivity, we can call it. Whatever it might be for you, whether it's an addiction, an obsession, an attachment, being emotionally manipulated by your own emotions or even another person, right? That's driving your decisions in life or leading you through life. This is where you break free, because the devil is a very oppressive energy over us. It holds us back. It limits us. It restricts us. So that here is what's beneath the surface. Fear, doubt, control by the shadow, by the ego. That's what you're being, that's what I feel like Spirit is saying. You're too blocked or too distracted, right? To be able to see. Because maybe for some of you, you've been functioning like this for so long, you don't even know the difference because you've always been like this. Right? And it's not, I don't want you guys to think of it as like, oh my goodness, this is so horrible, because most people do function from the shadow, from the ego, because that is part of the 3D world, 3D consciousness, right? It's about making more money. It's about overindulgence in some way, right? With the devil. Some type of desire. The devil is all about temptation. Having kind of like an insatiable desire for more, or for more power, more money, more material things. It's like, it's what's driving us, right? Is the ego. Or like I said, fear. And it could also be the thing that also blocks you, right? From being able to journey into the unknown, from being able to trust your own self. Let's get a little bit more on that. The Magician. For some of you, it's taking your power away. It's taking your power away. We've got Capricorn, Aries, Scorpio, Gemini, Virgo. We've got the Hangman. So the Hangman is Pisces energy. It's also Neptune. Neptune can also create a lot of illusion. So can the devil. Okay. So, like I said, for some of you, the shadow, the ego is running the show. So, this may mean changing your perspective. It may be taking a pause and taking that time to reflect and think, right, about what is driving you and where to. Let's see. What is this unknown here, Spirit, for pile number 3? the Hierophant, Taurus energy, the Emperor, Aries, and then we have the Ten of Swords here. Okay, so Ten of Swords, the Hierophant, and the Emperor. I feel like what's important for you to know here, Pile 3, is that there might be a lot of like overthinking here. A lot of mental anguish and nervousness or anxiety about trusting. The Emperor has to do with discipline. It's about building a solid foundation. It is about making decisions. The Hierophant can certainly be limiting beliefs that you need to look at that are preventing you from being able to be in control of you, to be able to plan and direct your life in a way that you really want to experience what it is that you truly desire, versus letting fear drive you, say, or insecurities drive you, or limiting beliefs drive you, or hold you back. Okay. All right, so let's look at your other cards here. We have Present, and it says, may you sense each shiver of the surf. Love, may you dive deep into your passions. And Enough, it says, may you be exactly as you are. And I feel like this is more or less comes into your confidence here of knowing that you are worthy of what it is that you desire. Okay? You are worthy. Maybe for some of you, this has to do with love. Being present in the here and now, because that's all we have, right? The past is already done. It's already gone. The future is not here yet. All we have is this moment. Okay. What do I want to do? I think I want to ask, and also when you're present, right? You're aware. You have awareness. You're paying attention. Why is this important for pile number 3 to be present? The Queen of Swords. And the Two of Pentacles in reverse. And I feel like this has to do with you being able to focus in the here and now. The Queen of Swords is about discernment. Making decisions. Clear vision, clear judgment. Bringing your own energy into balance. And then we have the Three of Wands energy here at the bottom. And the Ten of Cups. The Three of Wands is about foresight. Thinking ahead, planning ahead. But in order for us to do that, right, we have to be present here and now. Not kind of wrapped up in ego, fear, insecurities, limiting beliefs, things of that nature. Because the Queen of Swords knows fear is an illusion. Okay? So by you embodying the energy of the Queen of Swords, which is focused on truth, because the devil energy makes us feel trapped or stuck, right, in a certain way of thinking or in a situation. The devil is an illusion. We're not really stuck, right? It's our own thoughts, our own mind, ego captivity that keeps us there. The Queen of Swords knows better. It's an illusion. Okay? So you being present here and now, you're better able to focus for what you are creating for the future, which is that Ten of Cups. Okay? In order for some of you to help you to rebuild. and to become into alignment, right, with what you feel, whatever your soul's purpose is. The Three of Wands is also about taking that first step towards your happiness, right? Directing your energy in this Queen of Swords energy is clear and focused. You're also voicing what it is that you want to create, right? For the future, what your vision is, and being able to make choices and decisions that are going to align with helping that to come together for you versus stagnancy with the ego captivity here, or being run by, like I said, the ego and the shadow, right? We have to have balance, okay? We want to have balance here. All right, so that is all that I have for you. Pile number 3. I do hope this is helpful for you guys, and I will see you in the next reading.